Howdy. Can you let me rant real quick about the Deltarune fandom's habit of ignoring what's right in front of them, including myself in that? But I need to explain the situation first. Let me run the plot back real quick. In Deltarune Chapter 4, it was established that dust, a concept from Undertale, exists. When monsters fall, they turn into dust. Now, this information was in Chapter 4, the most recent chapter so far. We've been waiting 7 years for this. 7 years, dust was not mentioned, dust was not established. And then it just shows up in Chapter 4, like it was always there. A lot of people thought it wouldn't be. The fact that there is a graveyard led a lot of people to think that in Deltarune, monsters corpsed instead of dusting. Additionally, supported by the fact that monsters in Deltarune don't seem to be completely magic like they are in Undertale, being that no one has exhibited commonplace and normalized magical capabilities yet, these factors and others combined with zero mentions of dusting led a lot of people to think that dusting just didn't happen in Deltarune. That and Susie mentioned blood. Everybody bleeds, yes. The monsters in Undertale didn't. They dusted. Dusting in Deltarune seemed to go against all that. It felt like a retcon. I thought it was. I was mad for the first month after Chapter 4 came out. I thought dusting was a lazy retcon to get around having to show a corpse. Maybe keep an age rating intact due to it. But here's the thing. What if Toby Fox is actually a competent writer, and maybe I'm the fucking moron here? Let's backtrack. Susie said everyone bleeds, yes? And she does. It's in the climax of Chapter 4. She bleeds on camera. There is no debate about this. This isn't contradictory to information we already knew. Everyone bleeds. Monsters just also turn to dust. Now, granted, some people argue that Susie bleeding is actually because she's half human. This isn't the worst fan theory in the fandom. It's not even the worst popular one, but it's strange and not good. Susie stated that everybody bleeds, and she knew what a pile of dust was. She knew what happens to monsters when they die, but she still said everybody bleeds. To imply that Susie wouldn't know how monsters work is strange, even if she is a hybrid. Let's assume that monsters bleed in Deltarune and then turn to dust. How would we prove this? Well, we'd only need to find a monster who bled and then turned to dust. It's fucking Sans. It's fucking Sans again. It's, once again, Sans Undertale is actually Sans Deltarune theory. This should be the forefront, the number one piece of evidence for the theory that people bring up time and time again, but no, I haven't seen this brought up as Sans Deltarune evidence. I got mad and thought it was a retcon because how dare this story play with my expectations and do something I didn't expect. And a lot of other people made this hybridization theory that I don't even think is possible, like monsters don't even hybridize with each other. The couples with kids are all the same species as each other and their offspring. They don't hybridize with each other. I think some of y'all are just monster fuckers. Just you're thinking about human and monster sex, I get it, but stop thinking about it at all, stop. Keep that shit in the Fallout fandom, not our respected and esteemed Deltarune fandom. But back on track, people made these off-the-walls theories to deny that monsters bled when actually, why did this one specific monster bleed was one of the most fucking prominent questions of the Undertale fandom. Yeah, wait a minute, that unanswered question that went on so long people made ketchup theory, the answer's been here for 5 months. It's been here ever since Chapter 4 dropped. And I haven't seen a single one of you screaming that we finally have the answer. Maybe it's just that, because of the fandom's habit of eventually, if there's an unanswered question that goes unanswered for long enough, they just deny the question exists in the first place. It's how you get that stop talking about Gaster shit we do every once a year. You know, where they get mad at any theory or mention of Gaster. I think the same thing did happen with Sans in general, where people are starting to get mad at any theory about why he's so weird, to the point I think some of you may have lost the plot on these two boys named after fonts. I don't know, this anti-theory culture where if there is an unanswered question, at a certain point people will just get mad at anyone asking about said unanswered question. I think this might be choking discussion a little bit. Susie as a hybrid as a theory is such a cacophony of disregard for narrative elements and full picture analysis that it could only have come out of disregard for the narrative itself. Once again, monsters don't even hybridize with each other. Play the game, look at the families, goats with goats, cats with cats. And yet, Susie is a hybrid theory and I don't know are both the two most common answers to the quote-unquote blood problem. Instead of just what has felt obvious to me for 4 months, monsters in Deltarune just both bleed and dust, like Sans did. There is no problem. There is no blood problem.